Top of the first here in Alexandria, game 2 of our 3-game series. The Generals and Eagles. Texarkana took the opener yesterday 9-7. And a big 7-run inning propelled them to victory. They're looking to do the same today. The Generals looking to bounce back. And we're underway with a called strike. For Texarkana and Tony McKnight, it'll be Walker leading off, followed by Williams, Cantu, Martin. Time called. Ball on the field maybe down there? Something on the field. Martin, Schmidt, Humphrey, Ruiz, Clayton, and Usry. For the Generals defensively, it's Howell at first, Swallows at second, Romero over at third as Walker lifts this one over to short. And the catch made by Fontenot. That'll bring up Williams with one down. Left to right across the outfield, it's Thibodeau, Dunbar, and Moody behind the plate. Duplessis, and in the circle, Kirsten Martinez. Martinez on the season, 2-2 through 8 appearances. She's made 5 starts, thrown 18 1/3 innings. An ERA of 5.73, 9 strikeouts, and opposing hitters hitting .366 against the right-hander. Here's the 1-1 from Martinez. It's in the air to left. Thibodeau giving chase. She'll run it down in the gap. 2 away here in the top of the first. That'll bring up Cantu, who had a big home run yesterday in the top of the 5th inning to tie it at 1. Martinez misses outside. Cantu coming in at .408, 3 home runs and 25 batted in. A little looping line drive and a right and down. Got it just over the glove of Howell there at first. So with 2 outs, the Eagles have their first base runner of the ball game. That'll bring up Martin with 1 on and 2 down. Whew. First pitch from Martinez, that is stung to second. And a soft line out will end the inning. They leave 1 stranded. It'll be Swallow, Moody, Romero due up when we return. Bottom of the first, Swallow will stand in for the Generals. Defensively for the Eagles, Humphrey at first, Usry at second. Swallow wasting no time. Singles through the left side. And the Generals have a runner aboard. That'll bring up Kylie Moody. Usry's at second for the Eagles. Walker is at third. The shortstop Schmidt left to right across the outfield as Moody's got herself a hit. 2 pitches, 2 hits here for LSUA. Now it's Romero. 2 hits, 2 pitches. Gets the bunt down, throw to first. It retires Romero. Here's Bailey. In center field, we haven't gotten to the Eagles' defense yet. That one misses outside. In center field, it's Ruiz. In right, it's Cantu. Behind the plate is Martin. In the circle, Alexis Snyder. Snyder came on in relief yesterday. She's made 11 appearances. 10 of those have been starts. She's 7-3 on the season with a 3.24 ERA over 49 2/3 innings, opposing hitters at an average of 254 against her. That one's in for a called strike. Two and one on Bailey. Pops that one up, foul territory behind home plate. Martin will track it down for out number 2. Here's Dunbar. 427 on the season. 3 big flies and 23 batted in. This is an end capper out in front. And over to first. That will retire Dunbar. Generals leave 2 stranded. It'll be Schmidt, Humphrey, and Ruiz due up when we come back. Top of the second inning, Schmidt will stand in to lead things off. Hitting .391 on the season with 2 home runs and 21 batted in. Martinez winds and delivers. First pitch, this is into right, struck well, into the gap, it's over the wall. Solo home run for Schmidt. And Texarkana has a 1-0 lead. Well, it was solo home runs yesterday that sparked the offense. Texarkana's got one here as Humphrey fouls off the first pitch she sees. Both offenses being very aggressive here in the first inning. In the air to center, Dunbar drifting back, and she'll have it for out number 1. First pitch to Ruiz, down in the dirt. One to 0 to Ruiz. Martinez. This is in the air to right. Moody didn't have to move far at all and makes the catch. Here's Clayton. 351 on the season. 1 home run and 9 batted in. Fouls that one off. Offense is getting started a little bit earlier than yesterday. It was the 4th inning in the series opener before anybody found the scoreboard. It's inning 2 here. This one is back up the middle. With 2 outs, the Eagles have a runner aboard. Here's Usry. Getting picked on for my word choice, as that one's called a strike. I like to use the phrase back from whence it came when referring to balls back up the middle, and I did not use it that time. That was timed up well, right back. Here's the 0-1, up high. Usry gave the Generals some problems yesterday, finding ways to get aboard. To third, Romero throws across to Howell, and that will retire the side. But the 1 run coming on the solo home run. Texarkana the early lead, 1-0. Thibodeau will lead off for LSUA, back in the lineup for Game 2 after Getting the day off in game one, came on to run late. This one in a left center. That'll get down. Thibodeau rounding first, heading for second. She'll be in with a sliding double. Here's Howell. .347 on the year, 3 home runs and 9 batted in. After one on the outside, half a nice catch by Martin as it comes off the net. Here's the 1-1 to Howell. Upstairs. Wind continues to blow here in Alexandria. It was slightly windy yesterday. It's kicked up a notch here today. Here's the 3-1. Howell draws a walk, and with nobody out, there's 2 aboard. That'll bring up Fontenot. .347 on the year, 3 home runs and 21 batted in. Squares around a bunt and fouls it back. Squares around, pulls back. Evens the count at 1-1. Gets the bunt down, but it'll roll foul. So it's 1-2. A little help from Presley Humphrey getting the bat back. One-two, pop foul. And it'll get back out of play. Humphrey and Martin giving chase. Outside, evens the count at 2-2. And Fontenot goes down looking for out number 1. I'll bring up Duplessis. Hitting .375 on the year, no home runs and 2 batted in. Watches the first one for a called strike. Off the end of the bat, Weekly. Snyder. Throwing error on the pitcher. And Thibodeau comes around to score. Back to the top of the order now for Swallow with runners on the corners. And a tie game 1-1. Squares around, pulls back. Now a throw to second, and they've got Duplessis running. A 1-0 count on Swallow now with 2 outs. Skip that one in. And that one's between the legs of Snyder and through for a single. Swallow goes 5-hole on her. And it's a 2-1 game. And backside hitting from Moody. She drives the first pitch into right. Swallow up to third, and Moody's going to be into second. Two-out action here from the Generals. It'll bring up Romero. Martin has called time to go talk to her battery mate. Romero laid down a sacrifice bunt in her first plate appearance. Swinging first pitch off the hands, popped up, and Walker will make the catch. That'll end the inning. The Generals get 2 runs on 3 hits, helped along by 1 error. They leave 2 stranded. It's the top of the order. Walker, Williams, Cantu due up for the Eagles. So here's Cameron Walker to lead things off. Oh for 1. Thus far on the ledger. Swinging first pitch. This one into center. Dunbar on the move to her right. She'll have it for out number 1. Here's Williams. Watches the first pitch. And it's ball 1. Williams 0 for 1 so far. That one skipped in 2-0. in for a strike. On the ground, right side. Williams. Looks like an illegal pitch was called. That'll get Trent Partridge coming out of the dugout. So it'll be a 3-1 count. On Williams. And Partridge coming back out. Nope, 2-1. Outside, 3-1. And a called strike. Oh, the count runs full. Payoff pitch. On the ground, 5-hole on Martinez. Seeing eye single up the middle. And with one down and one on, it's Cantu. Cantu 1 for 1. Watches the first one for a ball. Here's the 1-0. Duplessis dropped down, and it's 2-0. Kept that one in front of her. On a line, Swallow climbs the ladder, makes the catch. The little one goes up and turns the double play. Laney, Bailey, Dunbar, and Thibodeau due up when we return. First pitch to Bailey misses. Here in the bottom of the third. In the air to left. Williams is there. And that's out number one. Here's Dunbar. Over for a strike. Dunbar 0 for 1 on the afternoon. This one lifted opposite field. Osri. Oh, bobbles and makes the catch. Two down. Here's Thibodeau, 1 for 1 with a double to left center. First pitch misses outside. Swing and a miss. Got her chasing the changeup. Here's the 1-1. It's high, 2-1. Over for a strike. Got her looking on the outside corner. We'll head to the top of the fourth. Martin, Schmidt, and Humphrey due up. Here's Skylar Martin, and she will be the first to face Kate Nettles out of the bullpen. The southpaw taking over for Kirsten Martinez. First pitch, a ball. 2-0. And that one hits her. So Martin aboard on the hit by pitch. So Jacqueline Schmidt will stand in with Martin over at first, and a little discussion there on whether or not Martin had leaned into that pitch. Bunt is down, Nettles fields to Howell. And Martin advances up to second. Yeager's come on to run at second. First pitch, Humphrey watches for a ball. To second, Swallow. 2 down. On the ground to third, Romero can't handle it. And they're going to say safe at first, and now Partridge coming out. He's not happy. Yeah, now they're going to rule her out at first. But it'll be a 2-2 ball game as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Howell will lead off here in the bottom of the fourth, a 2-2 ball game. Oh! Off of Snyder. Walker will throw to first. Just your routine 1-5-3 put out. Snyder shaking her glove hand there. She was able to get the glove up in time to deflect it and kicked it right over to Walker. First pitch in her half, called a strike. Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count on Fontenelle. It's outside. Tried to get her to extend the strike zone there on the 0-2 count. One, two, back from whence it came. Snyder to first. 2 down. That's back-to-back comebackers. Two outs, it's Duplessis hitting in the 9 hole for the Generals. That one will be outside. The Generals this inning have been right on the timing. They just haven't found a way around Snyder. Here's the 2-0 outside. Takes the 3-0 for a called strike. Three-one, diving Walker at third. She'll make the catch. It'll be Clayton, Usry, Walker due up when we return. Here's Clayton to lead things off. Nettles misses outside to open the top half of the fifth. Still a 2-2 ball game. Somebody's barking down there. 2-0 the count. It's always bark at the park here at the General softball field. Nettles on the ground. Fontenot bobbles it in. That's going to be an error. With nobody out, it'll be Usry. Usry gets the bunt down, the throw over to first. And Clayton advances to second. Walker stands in. Nettles floats that one in for a called strike. Joining us in the press box, Yulia Quackernack.
Hello.
Quackernack not in the lineup today.
Not today, sadly.
Decided to come into the, I'm sure it's a little bit cooler in here than it is.
It is.
Down
it's
there.
Definitely way cooler.
1-1 the count on Walker. Quackernack was, what, an All-American last year?
Yep, first team All-American.
2-1. Was off to a pretty good start this year offensively.
Yep, I was. I think I was doing pretty decent, and then my body started to give up.
Is that a sign you're just getting old?
I might be, sadly.
2-1. This is fisted in a shallow right and down. Walker aboard. Clayton up to third. It's runners on the corners with one out. Now you get to see the press box in its glory on game day.
It's definitely a different view, but it still looks great.
Nettles misses high and outside, 1-0. It was a bit of a tough day yesterday for the Generals.
Yeah, I think we had a tough couple of innings where Texarkana just hit the ball better than we did. And we did end up coming back a little bit in that last inning, but it was just not enough. Not enough, sadly. Even though Texarkana is a good team, so we played a good game against them.
It's a tight race atop
Yep.
the Red River standings
Oh,
right
for
now.
sure, yeah. Because you got Olu, us, Texarkana.
The two of them tied at 10-0 as there goes Walker, and she will take second without a throw. I'm sure Olu is loving this series because two teams that are right there with them beat up on each other a little bit for us.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably going to be the same way the next couple of weeks when we play Olu, and I think Texarkana should play them soon as well. So it's just a really competitive top three.
You were, of course, in the lineup last year. This is through the left side. Thibodeau comes up, able to cut it off to prevent Walker from scoring. Going to second, and she is in safely. Williams will advance. And it's a 3-2 ball game. Texarkana's taking the lead, and that'll do it for Kate Nettles, it looks like. So we'll take a quick timeout and be right back with the new pitcher. So Riley Gio relieves Kate Nettles, and she is responsible still for the 2 on base. Williams, who's at second, and Walker, who's over at third, so the book not fully closed on her, but Riley Gio takes over. She made a relief appearance yesterday, as that one misses high and outside. Gio coming in, 15 appearances, 6 starts, 48 innings of work, a 5-0 record, 3.06 ERA, 39 strikeouts, and an opposing average against her of 235. And Yulia, she throws hard.
Oh, she's probably the fastest of our whole pitching staff. It's kind of scary. She whips it in there.
I knew she threw hard. And then I think it was our home opener, where it was against Southwest. I was walking down on the field in between games, and she was throwing. And I got to be, a couple feet from the catcher as she was throwing. I was like, oh, that is real hard.
Yeah. Didn't you say you wanted to get in a bat against her?
I'll stand in.
Yeah.
It won't be pretty, but I'll stand in.
You'll stand in? Yeah, her velocity's really good.
2-1. Cantu hits this into center. 1 run's going to score. Dunbar coming up, throwing. They'll hold Williams. It's 4-2. We'll bring back up Skylar Martin, the catcher. We got a few pitchers that got to be right around 65.
Yeah, I think Riley must be the closest one. But obviously Lainey has some speed, and then, let me think. Sam used to have some speed too. She lost some, but, she still has a really good spin. But we have some pitchers that are definitely high velocity.
Got some shoe tying going on over there at first from Cantu.
I would not be surprised if Grace on first is going to steal. Oh.
And called it.
There we go.
Cantu will be in with a stolen base. That is the kind of mantra of this conference, is a lot of aggressive base running.
Yeah, a lot of speed. Texarkana has a lot of speed. OLU has a lot of speed. We do too. We're really aggressive on the bases, but we have some opposing teams that are as well.
And with runners on first and third like that, it's
yeah.
Do you sacrifice the run for an attempt and an out?
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to defend sometimes. Definitely, if this is the score, because you would probably be able to throw her out, but then at the same time, the chance of the runner on third scoring is really big. So, rather just let her have that base.
3-1 the count on Martin. And that one's off the knee. Second time Martin has worn a pitch in this game. And that brings up Schmidt. And time called as Trent Partridge going to go out and have a chat with his battery. Martin's been wearing quite a few pitches this series.
Yeah. Maybe I'll be biased, but from what I've heard is she's leaning over the plate a little bit.
Hey, I did the same thing when I played, though.
If it works, it works.
Of course, in baseball, you had courtesy runners, so it was great because I would get hit and then just go to the dugout.
Get on base and then get back to the dugout.
Let's let somebody else run.
Yeah.
They can do the hard part. Partridge heading back to the dugout. Bases loaded and 1 out for Schmidt. Now back-to-back innings the Eagles have scored in. Swings at the first pitch. That'll be an infield fly. And there are 2 down. Here's Humphrey. 0 for 2 in the ball game. Ooh, swing and a miss. Here's the 0-1. Ran it inside on her. Wind still blowing out. Here's the 1-1. 2-1. Bases loaded and 2 outs. As a hitter, what are you looking for in this situation?
Knowing Riley, I would sit on a fastball.
2-hopper to second. Swallow flips it over to first. The Eagles leave the bases loaded, but they do get 2 runs and lead 4-2. It'll be Swallow, Moody, Romero due up when we return. Back with the bottom of the 5th inning. Alyssa Swallow leading off for the Generals. 2 for 2 with a run batted in for her so far on the ledger. Who thought about that one?
That's a good changeup.
I think for me, one of the hardest pitches to lay off of. As Swallow's got her second single through the left side of the day.
Good for her.
So she's aboard for the 3rd time.
The right fielder, number 60, Kylie Moody.
But I think one of the hardest pitches for me to even contemplate as a hitter would be a flip change.
And, oh my God, Alyssa Swallow with the flip change. I agree. Like, a change itself is really hard to rate. And then imagine if I mean, it's a different type of movement with her hand, but she just flips it in there. And it's actually, with the way Alyssa moves, she has a really quick windup. So there's almost no time to even see the difference between the pitches. And then once you start swinging, you're already gone. And the ball's not even past home plate.
It's just watching it just kind of, it's almost a video game changeup as this is mashed into right field off the base of the wall. Swallows got the stop sign at 3rd. It's a double for Moody.
Ooh, might be her time.
Third baseman, number 3, Sophia Romero.
And Tony McKnight's got the lineup card out. So Snyder's day is going to be done.
I wonder who they're going to put in. Either their ace or the relief pitcher from yesterday.
Either back to Glenn or...
Yeah. I've never seen her before. Number 17.
Morgan Benj will come in, so we'll take a timeout, and we'll be right back after this. Morgan Benj has come in for relief on the season. This will be her 8th appearance. She's made 3 starts, a record of 2-0, 0.68 ERA through 20 2/3 innings, 10 strikeouts, and an opposing average against of 208. So not a whole lot of strikeouts, but not giving up a whole lot of hits either. The infield pulled tight. Nobody out in the inning.
Sophia's due here, so I think she'll hit a ball to the opposite side of the field.
Quack making predictions.
Yeah,
Here's
yeah.
1-0 inside half, 1-1.
She's been talking about her timing a lot, and I think she's realized she has to stay back a little bit longer to be able to hit it because she's so strong on that outside pitch.
1-1 from Benj, fouled away.
Just missed it.
Corner infielders in front of the bags. Middle infielders about halfway in. Runs it to 2-2. Romero with 1 batting glove.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Thought about it. They'll check. Did not go around. 3-2. That's the other pitch, that rise ball. I don't know what I would do with that.
It is really hard. You got to stay really disciplined to not, because a high pitch seems so attractive to like get your bat to and hit it over. At least that's what I feel like when I see a high pitch. But you got to stay disciplined and not go for that rise ball because the chance of just getting under it is way too big. And I think we've had a rough time with our opponents swinging that rise ball, but we've been practicing also a lot.
3-2, got her looking outside corner.
The designated player, number 6, Lainey Bailey.
Been a bit uncharacteristic this weekend for LSUA with the backwards case.
A little bit. I have to say so, yeah.
First pitch swinging, rips it foul past Brandon Hagan in the coach's box. Got to have that.
He probably tried really hard to get that, but
here's the 0-1.
see,
Oof.
when you see that from here, you're like, well, that could be attractive, and usually the umpires think so too. That's why that's a scary pitch. To take it, definitely on 2 strikes, you gotta have
Some confidence.
Oh yeah.
That one foul back out of play. That was always my thing as a catcher, was I wanted to see if I could work
Yeah.
3 to 6 inches off the plate.
Oh my God. And that's always the balls that get me.
Here's the 1-2 on the ground at short. They're going to look
Oh,
at third. Oh, she
oh.
threw it away off the netting of the
Let's go.
dugout.
Let's go.
Throw to the plate, sliding in safely is Moody.
See how such a small thing can change the whole game. That's the great thing about softball. We make an error, they make an error, and all of a sudden the game is tied again.
Center fielder number 50, Caitlin Dunbar.
Looks like we're going to have a runner at second here.
Yep, Riley probably. Yep, Riley Moran.
Running at second base, number 27, Riley Moran.
It almost looked like on that play that Schmidt did the double take, and then that forced that rush of the mechanics.
It almost looked like she was expecting our runner on third to run to home because she was positioned like she was going to throw home. And then all of a sudden she had to turn her body, and that's probably why she overthrew it.
So it is a 4-4 ball game. And the Generals with one out and a chance to do a little more damage. Watches the first one go by outside. Thibodeau on deck. Just outside. Dunbar with no batting gloves. Romero had one, Dunbar with 0.
I usually don't wear batting gloves either. It's depending on how bad the blisters on my hands are. It's really just
Called strike 2 and
Ooh.
1.
She's not happy with that one.
Neither is the hometown crowd.
Yeah, I think I have to agree.
2 and 1 the count on Dunbar. Benj winds and delivers. Low and outside. The 3-1.
Good job.
That'll be ball 4.
Left fielder number 7, Libby Thibodeau.
Thibodeau with 2 on and 1 out. She had a double in a left center in her first at-bat.
Yeah, she's been seeing the ball really well.
That one's a called strike. And of course her brother over playing at baseball. The Generals hosting Texas College. I can almost see the scoreboard. I can see the scoreboard, but I can't read the scoreboard from baseball over here now. Oh, okay. 10-2. LSUA ahead. 1-1 the count on Thibodeau.
See how far the catcher is sitting outside of the plate?
Really trying to work
Yeah, really trying that.
the
to
away.
get that outside corner. Just, I don't know what her strategy for that is, but it's definitely interesting.
Tunnel a couple fastballs out, flip
Yeah.
a change over.
Yeah.
That one in. Two count. Benj.
Yes. Yes.
Through the right side, Dunbar evaded it. They're going to wave around Moran. The throw goes into second, and Generals lead 5-4.
That's a clutch hit. Coming from a freshman, that's impressive.
Good piece of backside hitting.
Yep, for sure.
First baseman number 19, Jillian Howell.
I've had quite a few talks with Trent Partridge over the strategy of trying to stay backside, work
Yeah.
backside.
Yeah, I think teams like Texarkana try to pitch us outside, and we are great. At least last year we were great at hitting opposite field. And I think we have a little bit of extra hitters that have fast hands. That's why we end up rolling over on those outside pitches. But we've been working on that, and we've been staying really disciplined, and you can see it in the results. I mean, Moody with a line drive over the first baseman's head was same thing. Just sit on it and stay through it. That's all you got to do on that outside pitch.
Thibodeau steals second. You make it sound so easy.
But it's not, though. Yeah, I wish it was that easy. Because I tell myself, too, every single time, stay back. But it's harder than it looks. Even though an outside pitch is so, you would think it's so easy to just, like, throw your hands at it, and it'll fly that way. But it is hard.
2-0 catches the corner, 2-1.
No, I think that's Hayden Carey, number 4.
Hayden Carey has come out on deck.
And Jill, oh my God, talking about a good hitter. She almost hit the pitcher before this in her face, and she just got unlucky with how the ball went off to the third baseman and got out. But that was a piss rocket.
The timing is there. Here's the 3-1,
Let's
ball
go.
4. Bases are loaded, and Carey will hit for Fontenot.
Pinch hitting. Number 4, Hayden Carey.
Oh, new pitcher.
And it looks like Texarkana going to make a change as well. So Benj will head to the dugout. And we'll take a timeout. We'll see who's coming into the circle. It looks like it'll be Charlie Miller when we return. Hayden Carey will be the first to face Charlie Miller, who had the win in yesterday's game. And she has got a heck of a jam to get out of here. Bases loaded and just 1 out. First one bounces in. Interesting spot for the freshman Carey.
Mm-hmm. I definitely have some trust in her that she can do damage here, and I mean, I think I have to agree with them. She's a fighter. She works hard.
Here's the 1-0 from Miller. In for a called strike. Corners are inside the bag. Middle infield pulled in as well. And Usry gets that couple extra steps there at second. Inward.
Yeah, I think their middles are playing for the double over home plate. Good. 3-1.
Everything so far for Miller has been down. I think they're definitely trying to force that ground ball. That one's right down the pipe, 3-2. Count is full with one out. A little looper, infield fly. And there are 2 away.
Catcher, number 24, Rayleigh Duplessis.
Here's the 0-0 from Miller. Bounces in, gets away. Dunbar might get caught out here. The throw off the third baseman's glove.
Pretty sure it hit the umpire there.
Off the third baseman, off the umpire. Oh, what chaos.
Oh, God.
That's a near impossible throw for Martin behind the plate.
Definitely with the way Kate is right in between the third baseman and the catcher, that's just going to be a really hard play because she's definitely just going to cross the throw, and that's why the ball hit her.
And if you're Walker at third, as this one is hit foul, it's not like you can make a good play on the throw.
Yeah, well, she tried, and they bumped into each other because she tried to catch the ball.
1-1 for the Generals catcher. They lead it 5-4. They've scored 3 in this inning. Upstairs. Swing and a miss, 2-2. The double deuce.
Oh, let's go.
Looper in a shallow left center and down. Dunbar scores. Thibodeau scores.
I was expecting them to go with that same pitch just because she was really out on front, but she stayed back and ended the bat, hit it right over the shortstop. Great job. Pinch runner. Probably for Joe. Yep. Pinch runner is Kinsley.
Now running at second, number 11, Kinsley Coleman. Now batting, the second baseman, number 20, Alyssa Swallow.
So Kinsley Coleman will come on to run.
Pretty sure Alyssa started this inning, so back to the top.
Swings and misses. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I'm doing stats. I should know that, but
It's okay. You have a lot going on.
Oh, one bounces in. It was Texarkana yesterday with the 7-run inning, and now LSUA's got a 5-run inning here in this one.
Seems like it's the other way around. Hope it will. We need some confidence. We need some just a win maybe to get us back in that win bracket.
1-2 on Swallow. She made a heck of a play earlier in the game.
Yeah. She can jump really high, like really high.
She's made a few really nice plays. There was one last year where she dove up the middle behind the bag to start a double play.
Yeah. Ooh.
An end capper, Miller out of the circle makes the catch. That will end the inning. The Generals score 5 runs on 4 hits, helped along by 1 error. They lead it 7-4. It'll be Ruiz, Clayton, Usry due up. So in the top of the 6th, Madison Ruiz will lead things off. 0 for 2 in this game, came in hitting .373, 4 home runs, and in 25 batted in. Whew. That one had a little extra on it. Hayden Carey has remained in the game at shortstop.
Ooh, that's a good pitch.
What was that one? Changeup?
I would say a changeup, yeah. That's the same thing because Riley, her windup is so fast and her fastball so fast. She can be. Yeah,
this
he
is
should
on
be
the ground. Second.
on the lift with the black
Swallow.
glasses on, gray shirt. Yeah.
There's one down.
Designated player, number 21, Victoria Clayton.
Here's Clayton. That one's upstairs. And that one is down and in. Fouled away the end capper.
She found him.
Found him pretty quickly, too.
Yeah. I mean, that's that gray top and black glasses and.
1-2 the count. Gio rocks and delivers upstairs. Here's the 2-2.
Oh, good pitch.
To left. Thibodeau camps under it.
That's just such an effective pitch when she can change speeds.
Second baseman, number 25, Brooke Usry.
Yeah, if you can go from 64, 65 to whatever that velocity is.
Yeah, that's
effectively.
definitely low 50s. Yeah, it's just really effective. Definitely, if you could throw off some batters thinking that it's going to be a fastball, and then she comes out with a changeup, and you see they drop their hands and some fly ball.
1-0 on Usry. Fires that one in for a strike. The one at-bat I had against a softball pitcher when I worked at Central, it was our pitching coach.
Yeah.
As Usry calls time. Her name was Alyssa Rubel. She pitched for D1 Seattle University.
Cool.
And so I stepped in against her. She was doing some live ABs, and I stepped in, and it took me 2 pitches to remember that it's not coming out up top.
No, it's coming
which
from under.
wasn't good.
Yeah.
But then just the timing of the windup was really hard to get used to, and Gio's is very quick.
That, and she has a pretty big jump.
Yep.
That goes upward but also outward. So then makes it even a little bit more confusing. And I think she also smacks her glove on her leg. So me getting distracted really easily by external factors, all of that together is pretty hard to stay focused.
Usry works the walk with 2 down.
Third baseman number 20, Cameron Walker.
Walker 1 for 3. Howell is inside the bag at first. Call the strike 0-1. Catches the corner 0-2. Gio rocks and delivers. Trying to get her to extend the strike zone. The 1-2. Bounced in. Duplessis, a nice job behind the plate to keep it close. Evens the count at 2-2.
Good.
On the ground, Swallow. Underhanded flip, and that will end the inning. The Eagles leave 1 stranded as we head to the bottom of the 6th. It'll be Moody, Romero, and Bailey due up. So some defensive changes for the Eagles. Jacqueline Schmidt has come out of the ball game, and Jacqueline Hernandez has replaced her. Cameron Walker goes to short. Brooke Usry goes to third from second. And Victoria Clayton, the designated player, is now in the game at second base. 0-1 to Moody, and that one's fouled off. Glad I had a little extra time to figure that out in between innings. Here's the 0-2 from Miller.
Oh.
Diving, and she made the grab. Clayton for out number 1.
That's a good play.
Third baseman, number 3, Sophia Romero.
Now I got to check if I got that. No, it's out of focus. On the ground,
she's
a
gonna run
short.
that out. She's gonna run that out.
Walker.
Safe. Let's go.
Infield single for Romero.
She's so fast. I have a feeling she can tap anything. She'll be safe.
Designated player, number 6, Lainey Bailey.
So Bailey back in. And there goes Romero.
Safe. See.
That is stolen base, I want to say 27 or 28 for her on the year.
Yep. She's up there.
1-0 count on Bailey. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Wind still blowing out. It has been constant today.
Ooh.
Soft liner, Walker. Walker giving chase to Romero, who dives back in. And there are 2 down.
She's been really funny. She's actually been talking to our dugout a lot.
Fielder, number 15, Caitlin Dunbar.
Always nice when you can have some conversations with the
Yeah.
opposition.
And just some fun and laughing around. It's always good. It's better than I don't know, the bickering back and forth.
The real tense.
Yes. Because obviously both teams know it's going to be a rival game and it's going to be good games. But when you can laugh and when everyone's having fun, it's a lot more fun to even, as me as a bench player now, to even watch the game.
You said that with such
Ugh.
disdain and disappointment.
I know. It sucks.
That's part of being a competitor, though.
Yeah.
You just want to be on the field.
Yep.
Here's the 1-1 to Dunbar.
Ooh.
This is tagged to left down the line. Going back, it is out of here.
Let's go.
A 2-run home run for Caitlin Dunbar. The Generals now lead it 9-4.
She has so much power.
The left fielder, number 7, Livy Thibodeau.
That'll bring up Thibodeau. LSUA now with 11 hits in the ball game. Still 2 outs in the inning. That one skips in. Get a ball up into the jet stream today. It'll carry for a ways.
Yeah, the wind's blowing hard, but I mean, I don't think Kate needs that much wind.
I'd say in the 2 years I've been here, I've seen her launch quite a few.
Yeah.
I've seen you launch quite a few as well.
Yeah, sometimes.
2-0 on Thibodeau. This is on the ground, a short. Osri can't handle it. Go down as an error.
The first baseman, number 19, Jillian Howell.
First pitch to Howell.
Ooh.
That one stayed up on a line, and it'll get down in the left field. I'm going to guess that's probably not where she wanted to leave that pitch.
I don't think so. Definitely not on Jill because she just extends her arms.
Shortstop, number 4, Hayden Carey.
But that's still impressive, though, to sit on a changeup like that. And even though she didn't hit it fully for power, it's still a line drive over the shortstop. I mean, it happened plenty enough to where we roll over and it's just a ground out.
As a coach, when I worked for the Greenville Drive, our hitting coach used to say, "Find some greenery."
Yep.
And that's what Howell did there.
For sure.
Call the strike on the outside corner. Hometown fans don't like it.
I'm sure Hayden didn't like it either.
The 1-1.
Ooh.
1 and 2. The 1-2 from Miller. On the ground, cued foul. Thibodeau retreats back to second. Howell the first. Reset and try it again. Here's the 1-2 from Miller. Two to short. Walker flips to Clayton to end the inning. The Generals lead it 9-4 after the home run from Dunbar. It'll be Williams, Cantu, and Martin due up when we return. Top of the 7th inning. 9-4 the Generals lead. Texarkana gonna have to find some offense, or this series will come down to the rubber match. I gotta look the origins of that phrase up.
I've never heard it before, so.
I think it's a pretty uniquely American saying, but that one's over for a strike. Every so often I'll Oh. Is that what it is? We got Sarah Hilton helping us out down there. We'll get Sarah on the mic at some point. Shaking her head no. 2-1 on Williams. And that one is fouled off. Lifted in the air, shallow left, it'll fall. A piece of opposite field hitting. And that brings up the always dangerous Grace Cantu.
Right fielder number 9, Grace Cantu.
That one just misses. Duplessis turns around, surprised. Runs it to 2-0. Struggling to find command here. Get me over fastball for a strike. This is in the air down the left field line. Thibodeau moving over, and she'll make the catch a step or two in front of the line. Williams will retreat to first. There's one down for Martin.
The catcher number 34, Skylar Martin.
9-4 here in the 7th. See, everything that I just read said it dates back to 16th century lawn bowling in England. Yeah. Where you bowled rubber balls at pins to try to get them into an area or something, and they were made, I guess, of rubber as this is on the ground. Romero cuts it off to second for one to first, not in time.
That was a good play. All right, I'm gonna head back to the field so I can be there for the last out.
Thank you to Yulia Quackernack for joining us.
Thanks.
First one up and away. And here's Hernandez for her first plate appearance. That one's at the knees for a strike. the way 1 and 2. Texarkana down to their final strike. Here's the 1-2. 2 and 2. On the ground at third, Romero fields, fires, ball game. Generals take game 2 of the series, and we are headed into game number 3, tied 1-1. We'll be back in 30-35 minutes with game 2